Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force Guide, RV Extraordinaire, coming to you from Beckley's Camping Center today to show you the all-new 2021. This is the Imagine XLS series, the 22MLE. Now, for the specification and pricing, as well as my contact information, I have all that down below the video itself, or you can call me right here at this number. And remember one important thing: buy from the best, because you deserve it. So let's get onto this camper. So right now we're getting this trailer ready for someone, and that's something we do. We do things a little bit different than most other RV dealers. I'll go through that in a bit, but looking at the front, you can see here, power tongue jack. You're gonna get your two 20-pound LP bottles. By the way, check out my video on how to properly use the automatic switchover on those LP bottles. You'll be glad you did. I'll link that down below. And of course, then there's room back behind it for up to two batteries, giving you additional power, 12-volt power, in the event that you enjoy boondocking. Now we're going to start on the off-door side. Now, one thing I like about how they do this is that the door actually is magnetically held up in place. Now, as you can see when I'm looking through here, this is, by the way, 43 cubic feet of storage here. Notice that the light is on across the way, and notice this light just came on because it is set for sensor. So once it senses motion, it turns on. Now, right past the light, as you can see, that's right there. That is for your tire minder. So if you decide you wanted to put a tire pressure monitoring system on this, it's set up for one already for you. And this is where you're going to hook up your water. Of course, you have your battery disconnect. Nice thing with this battery disconnect here is that when you're not plugged in, you can disconnect the battery to make sure that you don't discharge it. When you're hooked up to your water, nice thing is you have a couple different ways of doing this. So you could fill your fresh water tank while you're hooked up here. And then, of course, once it is, then you turn on your water pump and you're going to be having your water pressure. Then, you might say, I know what your question is, but Paul, how am I going to know if I'm filling my tank, my freshwater tank here, how am I going to know when the tank is full? And by the way, so this is one way to fill the freshwater tank. Now let me show you the next way. So the next way to fill up your freshwater tank, this is the manual way, is on your door side right here. You just take this cap off and you'll be able to fill your freshwater tank right there. Now, because the fill is right here, that means that your dump valve is going to be, and your overflow valve is going to be down just below this area as well. Let me show you where that is. So if you just bend down right here, so when you're filling from the, either manually or from the other side, you see this blue tube right here. That is the overflow for your fresh water tank. And then I like the fact that this is the pull, this is your dump for your fresh water tank. It's the larger opening, allowing your tank to empty much quicker. Keep in mind, there is a chance that with this overflow valve right there, or the overflow tube, that if you were traveling with a full tank of water, it does have the possibility of siphoning out. So keep that in mind. I've had customers have that issue. Now back to this panel right here as well. This is where you hook up your cable. The cable's going to go to all the areas where the TVs are. If you're going to be hooking up your satellite, it goes to one. It's going to go right to the living room right there. And then of course you do have a 110 outlet in here. Nice thing with having that 110 outlet, for those of you that may be camping in colder weather, you can plug in your heated hose, or you could be recharging your battery operated tools or whatever. You can even put a heater in here if you wanted to keep this area warm, because this is up underneath the bed, by the way. Now keep something in mind, because you keep bringing your cable and your hoses, or your water hose, up through this hole right here. Keep in mind that that is going to be a highway to your camper. So you may want to consider putting some brass wool or steel wool or something in there and closing this, keeping the critters from coming up there. I would also recommend you leave it in there when you're not using it. Now on all four corners you're going to have these stabilizer jacks. I like the fact that they're manual, because in my opinion, Not that my opinion means anything, but my professional opinion, I would much rather have manual stabilizers. I can use a screw gun if I want to put it down. They're going to hold more weight than the electric style stabilizers. Now, as you saw maybe when I was over there showing you where your freshwater tank dumps, this is a fully enclosed underbelly, giving you some extended camping opportunities. Of course, on the slide out, you're going to have the vent for the refrigerator. Now, if you're getting that new Furrion 12-volt refrigerator, you will not have those vents there. And of course, you have the vent for over top of your cooktop right there. And I like the fact that they put this light back here for your dump station area, because obviously there are going to be times when you get to the campsite, it's going to be dark, and that's nice to have a little bit of light on this side so you can see what you're doing. Now, I know it's winter time right now. We do take the opportunity to go ahead and put water in the systems and check all the systems and then re-winterize them for when you pick it up. So let's take a look right here. As you can see, clearly marked your dump valves. You have one gray, one black, and notice they're going to both come out the same hole, making it easier so you don't have to have two different hoses. On top of that, right behind there, you can see that red and the blue hose. Those are your low point drains. Right back here, easily accessible. Nice thing is with that, if you're emptying that while you're going home, you can just take those, put them right in here behind your water heater door, and then when you get home, reinstall those, making sure that you have no water in the system, which helps so you don't have that nasty water smell next time you go camping. Now, like all Grand Designs, you're going to have the ladder, not necessarily on the back, but you'll have a ladder to get up on the roof. Your spare tire on most of your, well, on all your Imagines are going to be back here on the bumper here. Now, I don't necessarily recommend that you put your hose in that bumper. I know some people do. I just find that to be an issue once that end gets loose and then your hose is hanging out while you're driving down the road. But it is prepped, wired and framed for a Furrion rear observation camera, much better than a backup camera, because this is going to allow you to see when you're going forward and or backing up. Now let me get up on this ladder and show you what this roof looks like. Now you do have a full walkable roof up here, ladies and gentlemen. Now it does come with the Winegard 360 antenna. That's the black thing right in front of the air conditioner. Now this one has the Coleman Mach air conditioner, and now you might see some with the Furrion. Now you say, Paul, what do I have to get up on the roof for? Well, you're supposed to be checking and resealing as needed around anything that was poked a hole through the roof. Also any of the seams. And also, before you bring your slide out in, check to make sure that there's no debris on top of the slide out. So, up in the front there, it is already set up for the Jaboni solar panels if you need to have some extended boondocking capabilities that will charge your batteries. Now, also right back here, this is where you're going to be hooking up your electric. Make sure that when you put it on here that you twist it good and tighten this down to make sure that it's not a loose connection. It is 30 amp, and you can see when it lights up blue there, you see that blue light right there, then you know that you have power coming to your camper. Now this thing right next to it, that's your exhaust for the Suburban furnace. Now let's talk about your door side. The nice thing with the door side is you do have the black tank rinse, so when you're emptying your black tank, I'll put a video down below on how to properly make sure that you dump your black tank, because that is important, and I think too many people don't do it the proper way and they end up having problems in the long run. Now right below here you also have a connection, as you can see right here. This is for an LP connection, so those of you that have those Blackstone griddles, I'll have a link for one of those down below if you'd like to get one of those things. They're awesome. You can go ahead and plug in right there and it works great. I have a 22-inch myself. So keeping underneath of your awning here, and this is a nice long awning, and the nice thing is with this one is that that door can open fully underneath the awning. So it's not going to be in the way. You can have a TV out here if you wish to, because you can have the 110 outlet as well as your cable connection. Now, if you wanted to, you could mount something on the side of the camper. But again, that's another hole that you're going to have to monitor. My recommendation would be you set it on a table. You can see the blue lit speakers that are out here. Now, those blue lights only come on when the LED lights are on for your awning. And most of the time, if you're camping in the spring, well, I'd say late spring, summer time frame, early fall, you're probably not going to have those lights on because they do attract the bugs. Now, I do like this particular awning much better because of the fact that it adjusts right here. Folks, do not believe somebody that tells you that you don't need to worry about tilting this awning, that once the water fills up on that these struts will automatically collapse. That is the furthest thing from the truth. Now, the nice thing is with this is the fact that, as you can see, I went ahead and move that one down, so slanting the water now is going to be running off towards the back. But the good thing about this particular awning is that now if I wanted to bring it in, I could bring it in without having to readjust that. It will automatically readjust as you close the awning. So good size awning, and I also like the fact that it does have this center awning support. If yours does not have it, I highly recommend you get one, because with an awning this size, or an awning period, that keeps that tube from bouncing as you're going down the road and keeps it from bending. Now, I don't know about you, but I like these steps much better than having the ones that fold up in the doors, because if I'm close to something, I can actually open up the steps and get in, or even if I don't have to open up the steps, I can still get in the camper. So nice big grab handle for you to get in. So as you come in, let me just kind of give you a brief. Now, we are prepping this unit. We're getting it ready, so you'll see some things are taken apart in here. But let me just give you the quick look there. Now let me show you also what it looks like with the slide out in. So if you remember earlier, I told you that even with the slide out in, you could use this one. You've got to be careful. For those of you that have a slide out that is what we call a flush floor slide, do not be putting a lot of weight on those slides while they're in. The walls and floors will separate from each other. This one, you're not going to have that issue with it. So as you can see, look at all that room to get down in through here, so you can still get to the refrigerator, your cooktop. You could still use your sink even though the slide out is in, as you can see there. And then let me just show you the space. Use the dinette, your bed, and then of course your bathroom is here. So you're able to get into the bathroom, which is important when you are traveling. So keep that in mind when you're looking at a travel trailer or fifth wheel, whatever, RV. And if that is something that concerns you, get them to pull the slide out in so you can see what's accessible and what is not. Now, when you're in this one, this is where I open up the door. Let me just show you. As you come in the door here, it's going to be right next to the TV, your controls. Now, the nice thing is, this thing is what we call let me pull down this blind behind it, see if that makes it a little bit easier for you to see. It is a Compass Connect. And what you're able to do is everything that is going to be on this particular panel, you can Bluetooth it to your phone. That way there you don't even have to come up to this area to check your levels, put your lights on, your slide out, your awning out, turn your water heater on, your water pump. Everything will be right on your phone. And so this is where we'll put your slide out. Now, because this is a Swintech slide out, make sure that you hold this button for up to 10 seconds after it's all the way out, or all the way out, or all the way in. The other thing is, make sure that I would highly recommend that you're plugged into power and that your battery is completely fully charged when you're operating this. Failure to do so can cause issues with this. Make sure that your salesperson or the person doing the walkthrough shows you where the brains are for this and how you utilize that. Now, one thing you're going to like about this panel is that once it senses motion, You see how it lights up? So that way there you're not in the dark and you're able to see what you're going to go ahead and turn on or operate. So everything's right there. Now right above it, that's your AM/FM, Jensen AM/FM CD stereo, DVD players, Bluetooth. I have a video, I'll show you how that operates. That's actually in conjunction with the TV. The one thing in the video it doesn't go over is the Roku side of the TV, because that video was done before the Roku TVs came out. Those of you that have Roku, I'm sure you're going to understand how that works. We will get to that here in the near future. By the way, that TV does pull out and swivel a little bit, so you'll be able to actually see it when you're in bed in the evening. Now you do have a dinette booth. Now this dinette booth, it will seat 4 comfortably. 5th one if you put somebody up here on the end. But that's 6 foot in length, 38 inches wide when you make it the bed. Now, if for some reason you don't like the plaid, not a problem. Let me show you how you do this. All you got to do is reverse, take this cushion, put it on the other end. Let me show you what it looks like then. So if you didn't like the plaid, you can go ahead and make it plain Jane if you wanted to. Now I know you're probably saying, well Paul, how the heck do you put this table down? Well, here's what it is. Just reach right under here and you just have these little handles here. You're going to unlock it, and then all you're going to do is push on the tabletop. It's going to go down and it's going to sit level enough so that way there, then you can take the cushions from the ends, put it in the middle, and you're good to go. Now once you push it down, you got to make sure that you lock this in place. Now the nice thing with these is that if it's, let's say it's a little loose while you have it locked, just unlock it, twist this a little bit to make it tighter, and that'll tighten the table up quite nicely. Now as you can see, you do have a 110 GFI protected outlet down below the your table there, giving you power so that way there if you're sitting there and need to recharge your phone or you're on your laptop or whatever, you do have that power option there. Staying right here in the dinette area is, you can see to the right of the TV, you got some room up here, so if you're going to put some videos, some movies or whatever you'd like up there. And then of course you have that nice mirror, so you can actually stand at the end here, as you can see, and you're able to pretty much see your whole self in the mirror itself. So that's kind of a nice area for that mirror. Staying in that area, as you can see, they have 3 drawers. You've got your breakers and fuses down below there. And then of course you have this nice little area here, nice and deep. That is huge. Pantry area for you. And then of course these drawers are good sized drawers. They're not too shabby. What do you think? You liking the storage so far in here? Now we're going to shift to the bedroom area. As you can see, I have these things lit up blue, the little lights. You can have those kind of like a little night light if you wanted to, but if you push it a second time, it makes it a reading light. Push a third, it is back to off. Now you're going to like what they've changed here is notice the little cubbies on either side of the bed, and they have 110 outlet as well as a USB port, allowing you to charge your devices, or if you have a CPAP or whatever, you have that room. Now all that did was that just made the drawers maybe just a little bit shorter, as you can see, but still nice little storage. And then of course you've got plenty of room to be hanging things there. And then I like the fact that both of these doors there are moving up, and you don't have to use your head to hold them up while you're putting things away or trying to grab things out of them. So I think what you're going to really like in the Grand Design products, and this is a proprietary type curtain. This is a soundproof curtain, and I think for those of you that maybe have somebody that snores, you're going to love this curtain. Let me show you how this thing works. So you're just going to pull it across. It's going to give you privacy for the bedroom, as you can see. And there you have it. So that was how oh, I'm sorry, you probably couldn't hear what I was saying in there. But anyway, you get the picture. It's a soundproof curtain. How awesome is that? Now let's move to the recliners, the Thomas Paine collection recliners. Nice thing is you have cup holders. There's 3 of them, so it doesn't matter whether you're right-handed or left-handed. Just sit in the right seat, I guess. But notice how it has the LED lights. They're blue. They're not going to attract the bugs. Hopefully you have your door closed anyway. And of course, the cup holder is also lit up blue. Now this does have a vibration setting as well as heat. Do not expect them to be a massage chair. Don't expect it to heat like it does in your car. But then I really like the fact that you have this little cubby right here. Now this nice little seat there could be, you know, in the event you have one of your grandchildren with you, they can sit up between you. And the beautiful thing, let me just get over here and show you. The beautiful thing about this seat is it's directly across from the TV. Now something you're going to like in this also, I mean there's so many things you're going to like about this, is all the windows you have. Now I brought down the MCD roller shades. Notice that they're black. So it's going to do a nice job for you when you're sleeping and you want to cut that light out on all these windows. So it does a great job. Now you're going to notice as you come in, you do have a sensor light here, and you can set it for being on all the time, or you can set it on number 2, and that'll be a motion sensor. That way there you don't have to leave your lights on. You don't have the bugs sitting up against the door or on your windows while you're out camping. Now let's move into the kitchen area. Now in this particular one we have the Dometic refrigerator. Nice thing with that, that's going to be both propane as well as 110. Good storage. Now you might start seeing the Furrion 12-volt refrigerator in them. I'm going to be doing a video on that here shortly. But check out my video on how to properly operate one of these as well. And that way there, make sure you're getting the most out of your refrigerator. Now staying in the kitchen area, your 3-burner cooktop, and I like the fact that the way it is now, that you can actually see, you have your light there, and you can actually see through the window, assuming you have that clean on the inside, right? And then the newer ones, as you turn this on, notice how it goes to red. I'll put a video down below on how to operate this Furrion oven cooktop so you can learn how to do it. I know that there's a video out there that does not give you the true way, the easiest way of lighting this oven, and I'll go ahead and explain that in that video. Now with these lights you can shut them off all the way, or if you wanted to you can just turn them on blue here. Pretty nice, makes it a lot easier for you to see if you don't have the lights on. Good counter space here. And down below, up above, I say down below the cabinet, you do have a 110 outlet, GFI protected. Notice how high the Furrion fan is up above here. You do have light, giving you adequate lighting between that light and the one up here while you're cooking. And then of course you have your fan from the outside. Make sure that you have that open on the outside when you're doing that. And then of course, what else? You have your microwave right above there. Good storage. And then we show you the rest of the storage. Now the rest of your storage, these drawers are rather deep. You see how deep they go in? And then look at how big this pot and pan drawer is. So this is what you can expect in the kitchen area right here next to the refrigerator and cooktop. Now, because we are prepping this, we have the little panel off here, but this is good because it gives you an opportunity to see the back of your water heater. It does have the bypass on it. So normally that would have this panel on there. And then this is the area you have below your sink. You got a little sponge, or you could use that for spices. And then of course you're going to have 2 drawers here. Keep in mind that's your furnace is going to be back underneath of this drawer. And notice how your heat ducts are up off the floor. That's the beauty of Grand Design. You don't have those heat ducts that are collecting that popcorn kernel and all that stuff. It's blowing the heat across the floor instead of straight up. Then look at all your storage you have up above here. This is above your sink. Good deep corner cabinet, and then the 2 on this side. So that is all your storage. And notice, look at the windows you have while you're cooking or cleaning or whatever. What are you thinking as far as this layout? Is it working for you or is it not? Now, something else I like that they do is you have these power vent fans. This one here as well in the bathroom. Now, if you wanted to, you could upgrade this to a fantastic fan. But what I like about this particular one, when you open up this lid, by the way, I'd highly recommend you put a max air cover on it and you turn it on. You see it's quiet, but what it's not doing is I don't have to open a window or a door in order for it to, if I was cooking and it would evacuate the smoke there. If you have a fantastic fan or max fan, those big ones, you're going to have to open a window or a door so that it can pull the air out if that's what you're doing. So the power's there, very easy for that to be swapped out, but I really do like these smaller ones. Now for those of you that need the airflow, obviously the max fan or the fantastic fan is going to work better for you. Now, one thing you're going to notice when you're looking at these, if you have the Coleman Mach AC, meaning it looks like this here, okay? You don't have the Furrion, you got the Coleman Mach. They've got this new system in here called the RV Airflow Systems. I'll put a video down below showing you how that actually works. But let me turn this on and I want to explain this to you. And by the way, when you're turning on the air conditioner, I highly recommend that you leave the fan in the on position, either high or low. But you're going to notice, now that's just the fan. And then this is, now I have it in the cool mode, and I have the air conditioner on. However, the compressor is not on right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the temperature, and you're going to hear it kick on here momentarily. Now these quick cool features here that you see in these air conditioners no longer are functionable because of what they have done with this airflow system. But what it's given you is this airflow coming out of your vents is approximately twice the amount of airflow that you normally would have gotten, and it also is a much quieter air conditioner. Let me just sit down here, pretend like we're watching TV, and I'm going to go ahead and be silent here for a moment, but listen how quiet this air conditioner is. So, and that is with the actual compressor on. Now the benefit of having your fan in the on position while your air conditioner is on is that way there when the compressor shuts off, you're still going to have airflow in your camper while that compressor's off for 5 to 7 minutes. And then when the compressor comes back on, first of all, you're not going to hear it go off. You're really not going to hear it coming back on. So keep that in mind. See if that works for you. Let me know. Comment down below if that is how you keep your camper cooler. Now lastly, let's go ahead and show you the bathroom. I like the fact that it has a pocket door, and it's private really, because even if somebody was in there using the facilities, you're private, right? So you can actually leave the door open. But it's a good sized bathroom. As you can see, you have plenty of room in front of the toilet. And it is the porcelain toilet. It's not the plastic. Notice your little cubbies back behind there. You already have the towel hanger. Little hand towel hanger if you wanted to. A switch for that fan that is in the ceiling there. Now, of course, you got to make sure that you have it on right here in order for that to work. And of course, you're going to want to open up the vent. Now, you do have nice cabinet storage in here, as you can see. Now, for those of you that might be a little height deprived, that mirror might be a little bit high for you. But pretty good counter space. And then of course your 110 outlet, as you can see right there, GFI protected. And then of course storage down below. Now they do ship the toilet paper holder separate. They don't install it, but they allow you to decide where you would like to put it in the event you would like to put it somewhere. Now this is their shower, which is a good size shower. Now I really want you to check something out. Take a look at this specially imported Italian tile from Taiwan. They do a phenomenal job with that. And I think you're going to like it. Now I don't particularly care for this door myself, but in the event that this was my camper, I'd just put a spring bar in there with a curtain, and that actual system that they have here with the bars around it would actually just help hold the curtain in. So don't be a hater, just be a problem solver, and you'll like the results. And as you can see, of course, they do have the skylight allowing the taller folk to be able to get in there and take a shower. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 2021 Imagine XLS. This is the 22MLE. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you're thinking. You liking the video? Am I giving you enough information? Is there additional information that you would like me to provide in the videos? Keep in mind, you can always scrub forward if I'm giving you too much information. So just trying to make sure that I correct any of the misinformation that's out there. So call me if you need me. Phone number's right here. And remember, buy from the best because you deserve it. Take care.